you're not wrong for trying again. You're not wrong for wanting to try again despite everything that went down. You are not wrong for giving it another go or giving them the benefit of the doubt. I feel like one of the biggest things that you can do for yourself, which will actually help you move forward instead of keep you stalled or feeling stuck in a certain rut or a thought space or a mental pattern, is by accepting yourself for what was and embracing that you can't take XYZ back and it wasn't your fault, that you did want to go back into it. This person does have a way with words, because I was hearing way with words by Blake Shelton, but the low and blow, put a big F you in my future, you got away with words. But they also have a way of coming right back in, all full speed ahead, with a certain message or with a certain intention to get your attention, to ruffle feathers, to shake certain things up. I will say this is the type of dynamic where I feel like you had to fight harder for acceptance or approval from other people, especially family and friends, than you would have liked to. It definitely feels like one of those things where it's like I'm hearing like doom from the start, or it feels that way. I can feel one of the biggest things that especially your guides and your higher self want you to do is let go of guilt and shame, or ostracization or criticism towards yourself for what you cannot control or what you couldn't control. When I asked what you were meant to lean into, the Three of Swords was on the bottom of this deck and the Chariot fell out onto the floor. So it's like, instead of trying to rush past something or heed past it or just kind of keep moving forward, leaning into it instead will help you recognize and see the pattern to free yourself from it. I do feel like hypnosis is going to be one of the biggest tools in actually releasing the pattern of attraction to this dynamic and to the situation. I do feel like it's not your fault. It's just, I keep hearing it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You gave them a benefit of the doubt, especially because of what they say. Anyone will believe it, especially when you want to trust that someone didn't mean to hurt you or not, you know? How they're presenting, great source of power, to where it's like, I feel like this could have been, we could have had it all, you're gonna wish you never had met me. Under the Knight of Swords I'm seeing now, the Devil. I feel like they wanted to provide whatever they intended to, and I'm gonna get more into that as well. I also want to see how they're viewing you as well in this case. And then the Nine of Wands is like, I want to, but I can't. There's too much on my plate. Either they're too consumed by what they're consuming. There's too much going on to where, and that could even be why they talk really fast or get really invested or passionate about certain things, because they're under control of other things. You know what I mean, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Interestingly enough, when I asked what the main energy you're meant to learn from it is Venus. My relationship with others, my relationship with myself, my self-worth, my value, my self-esteem, coming more into accept. Even then, it's like I can feel like zoom out, pan out, pretend you're not you in the situation, just view it from the observer state. Why are you taking all the accountability? Why are you taking all the responsibility? It's one thing to do so with hindsight being 20/20 to shift patterns, and it's another thing to berate yourself and keep yourself stuck and doubt yourself and let it be a never-ending story about how wrong you are. You know what I mean? It's like where you've been taught that punishment is your fault. That's what I'm getting. It's like going back to the inner child too and healing, where you had been convinced that every time you got in trouble is because you did something wrong. You know what I mean? And so now it's like every time I get hurt or something emotionally affects me or stings me or I feel stabbed in the heart or stabbed in the back by something, I'm looking to it where it's my fault. You're conditioned to be this way, but that's not really how you're meant to be. You see what I'm saying? So with this, spring, you're on my mind the most. You think you know somebody. Something just isn't your fault. Also, 333, how people change over time is not your fault. They may have meant it when they said it. And I feel like one of the biggest things now is all we can do is move forward from here. And also we can't rush the process. So a lot of the times, this time of reflection or review is actually going to be what catapults us the farthest. You just have to know that this is what this time period is for. It's not punishment. It's not purgatory. It's not keeping you in one place and you're unable to escape it. And it's not this eternal doom. You are meant to break free of the cycles and the patterns that connected you and connected you in the contrast to this person, to this experience, to finally have what it is you desire. You know what I mean? It's like if you're training for a marathon, you're not going to give up because you can't run a mile straight first. No, you're going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And I don't run. So shout out to all the marathon past life. Now I'm fine to leave you in the past life. Telepathic fell out, Sagittarius. This is the thing too. You have changed me. This intention, this relationship may have been contracted to come in for you to change patterns, to release heartbreak. That damn devil. Even addictions to them, you know? To see beyond what you're used to and keeping it. It's like where you're doubting that something could get better or doubting that the ship's really going to come in. So instead of looking beyond, you feel stuck in where you are. Even 3, the power of 3, numbers of 3, maybe even feeling like you're dealing with third party or even in groups of friendship. This could stem from beyond the relationship. I feel like I'm being kind of pulled everywhere, but it's like I feel like I'm going back to childhood, and it's like someone feel like they're best friends with someone else, and this person's my best friend, but then this person's best friends with this. You know what I mean? Where I'm putting like triangles, and I don't want to be in triangles regardless. If you can see that this was set up for you to be changed for the better, you will align with whatever tool is necessary to change you for the better. You see what I'm saying? If you are aligned with, I keep getting hurt, I keep loving and losing, that's gonna keep showing itself up time and time and time again. If you can look at this, like this happened for me to break free because I'm obviously meant for more than the type of life I've been living, the environment that I've been subjected to, or what I've incarnated into. And this is setting me up to set me free. You will start finding books, resources, hypnotherapists, Reiki practitioners, messages. You will continue to be guided in the positive direction. Most of the time, we can't see the true effect of something and the impact that we're making in our own lives and the true effect of change until XYZ has passed, time, effort, intention, whatever. You just have to know that the more you connect to your future self too, the easier it'll be to stay connected to what do you want out of all of this? What type of life do you want to live? What type of life do you want to reflect in the world? Who do you want to be? You know, who are you? This is a time to discover all those things. It's not what you've been through. It's not who you are made up to be or made up to believe because of other people's projections and perceptions. Who are you? Focus on what you love louder. Love what you love loudly and proudly, and you will have more that loves you. Something just to save me. I always wonder what would happen if I let you lose me. That's another thing too. When you're used to things or feeling things leaving or feeling neglected by certain things, consciously or unconsciously, you're going to set yourself up for that, especially when you start to be vulnerable. So this is an opportunity to heal. I would read the book Win Your Breakup by Natasha Adamo. That helped so deeply. And also You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. There's answers to the questions that you have. You just have to believe that there are answers to the questions that you have. No more, what's the word? Wait, rhetorical questions. I didn't look it up. I just kind of looked at myself. What? Anyway, love you. You know what? I didn't even get how they feel about you. How does this person feel about you? Sorry, a mess. But they also feel like they blame Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords. What the hell? Page of Swords. They also feel like they pick and they poke and they prod on your life, on your personal life, on what you're going through, on what you got going on who you're following. I wonder if this is a friend, actually, because it's also kind of giving a little bit, like there's romantic, but then there's also like friendship where there's possessiveness from friendship. Hermit, Virgo energy is significant. Also, though, 10 of Pentacles, family. Oh my God. Where I feel like you've been placed to be put under somebody else's thumb, under somebody else's control, somebody else's dream, somebody else's plan. Your guides really want you to zoom out and connect to what your plan is, what your dream is, what your long-term goals and endeavors are, and being open to taking that risk, that leap. Because is losing everything, the illusion of losing everything, because you're not really going to lose everything that you've known, is the illusion of losing everything that you've known really scarier than jumping into what you actually desire? Because it feels like I feel stuck regardless. So are you going to feel stuck and not take a risk? Or are you going to take a risk and then realize that you're stronger than you realized? You're more in tune than you ever gave yourself credit for. And this is actually how you heal, by doing new things instead of repeating old cycles. I do feel like this person feels like they're written in the stars for me, quote unquote, to repeat an old cycle. Whether that be pain, who knows? Versus it actually being set up to break me free, so I stop repeating cycles because I do something different. I do something that's never been done before in my family line or anywhere else, and I take the risk and it pays off tenfold. I just have to get past the point of feeling like burnt out and tired from everything. Let this be a reminder that this too shall pass. It'll get better and better and better when you're ready for it too. And you can be ready now if you choose to.